WTR and WFXV. Good morning, Angie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
So, congratulations. Would be in order.
Well, thank you so much. It was definitely, it's been an interesting week. Very different, but I'm very excited to join my co-anchor, Mike Hoey, and continue working with the rest of the Eyewitness News team.
Okay, so tell me your background, where you're from, and all of that information.
So if you couldn't hear by the accent, it's dulling a little bit. I'm originally from Long Island, and I started my journey at UTR 2 years ago, actually, as an intern. And I just loved it there. I remember the first time I walked into the studio, I was with our production manager, and he told me my face, it was like someone turned on the light bulb. And I still get that feeling every time I walk in there. Now I actually get to sit behind the desk from all the way from an intern to now the anchor.
Got it. And where'd you go to college and all of those things?
I went to school at UC, actually.
Okay.
So I see you have the flag right in the corner. That's
fits
awesome.
right in. Yeah, the whole deal fits in. All right. And now here. And how old are you? Mind if I ask that? It's a question that. But
Do not answer that question.
You're very young. I mean,
Angie,
you
don't.
You
I
must
answer that question.
Listen, she's 35. I'm like, wow, how about that?
Do not answer the
he's
question.
Throwing people under the bus. I will answer the question just
No.
for you.
Okay,
I am 23 years old.
Okay. All right. Well, that's, listen, great accomplishment at the age of 23 is anchoring a newscast. I think that's a big deal. What's happening here? Oh, we have over there. Okay. Anyway, so what this means for you, this is a big step in the TV world.
It's a big change. I am so used to being out in the field, whether it's standing there in the snow or in the courtroom. Now it kind of puts me behind the desk. I get to sit back and watch what the reporters are bringing back to me, which is a good and a bad, because I enjoy being out there in the public and seeing everyone. But just because I'm behind the desk doesn't mean you're not going to still see me out in the street. So if you do see me, come say hello. I love that.
All right. And okay, let's learn about you. What do you like to do? What are your hobbies and all of that stuff? What are the things you enjoy?
Well, recently I have just become entrapped with the Boilermaker. I love it. I'm about the whole thing. I just have been running all over the place, which again, as you're looking at me now, I'm a stick figure. So I kind of push the Taco Bell aside, which is very tough. But that's been something I've been working on lately.
Have you lost? You don't look like you've lost weight.
No.
But you're in very good shape.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah.
It's a good
kind
way
of like
to
me. Have you seen how
absolutely.
You and I have something in common after all.
It's definitely it's a way to let off some steam after a long work day. And in the job that we have, we see a lot of things, some absolutely wonderful and some absolutely terrible.
No doubt. Yeah. And go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, you've been training for the Boilermaker, but you can't run it, though, can you?
I cannot run the Boilermaker this year. I'm hoping by next year that we can work something out. But yeah, I'll be up at 3 o'clock in the morning with everybody else.
I have a little secret.
You'll be handling the coverage.
Absolutely, correct.
I've actually done this before because I'm in the same boat. They do and I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, they do a committee run the weekend before for volunteers and like media folks. So you will get like a finisher's pin. It's the weekend before. It's actually the Saturday, so it's 8 days before. But you could get a finisher's pin and then have a little Utica pride on broadcast day.
Well, that's the thing. I always say that Utica has kind of become my second home because I've been up here for 4 years for college, and now I've been up here an additional 2, almost 3 years. It's a lot different from Long Island, but I've really come to love just how quiet and the kind of community that we live in. These people are so welcoming, especially for someone like me who's not from the area.
Yeah. Do you like the food, or is it a little heavy for you?
Tomato pie. Now, our sports director, Austin Fontanella, is going to kill me for saying this, but he doesn't understand tomato pie. He's like, why are they eating cold pizza? I don't get it. I didn't understand it at first either, but it is definitely a delicacy up here. It is something that needs to be worldwide. People need to know about tomato pie.
And it really is. You can get it anywhere. You probably could get it on Long Island. It's called bakery pizza. And the bakeries for years have served up something somewhat similar. But here it's become there are so many different variations, and the fact that you can go to any convenience store and pick up a wrapped slice of tomato pie. It is it's just something that we take for granted here.
Oh, it's great. That and the Riggies, too. That's become a favorite.
All right. So you like the food. That's
I
good.
love the food.
All right. And let me, what big stories are you guys working on now? You're obviously following this hospital story. Today, the hospital is going to be coming out with a reaction. I'm sure you saw the story in the OD where the letter came from the doctor. What are your thoughts on all that? And how will you guys be covering it?
It's very interesting, and now that I'm behind the desk, one of our other reporters will probably take a hold of it. My focus really is on the courtroom. I stayed with Word of Life. That was my big story, and it's something that I am still working to stick with. Even though I am behind the desk, when that does go to trial in a week, that's where my focus will be, and that's where I will be.
And that's just like the story of just the craziest story that most journalists will ever see.
When you get your first job, you expect to have maybe one groundbreaking story, one big thing that really sets all the other stories apart. When that story broke, I was the first person out there with our news director, Tom Coyne, and to just watch it unravel, and almost a year later, to see how far it's come. We're a week away from trial.
Yeah,
I remember standing outside of that building saying, what's the name of this building?
Yeah, and now we know it like it's old. It's old news. It's really just crazy. And keeping in mind that this will be followed nationally. We'll see national coverage on this.
Oh,
story.
absolutely.
Yeah.
When we went to the first indictment, you had people from England, different newspapers from England. The guy sitting next to me was a nice English gentleman, had the thickest accent in the world, and just a normal day in New Hartford.
Yeah.
And you have CNN and ABC and all these different affiliates. It was large. It's going to be a circus.
Yeah. You get along with the anchor?
Oh my God, absolutely.
I just wanted to throw a question
Trying to
out.
get dirt
Out
this
from
morning.
left field
Just
here.
stop.
Maybe sometimes she said, I really don't like him, to be honest.
The more people,
How can you not like Mike Hoey?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
The controversy, you get more people.
With
Yeah.
everything that he went through.
He went through a lot.
He's just an absolutely incredible human being. I cannot wait to work closely with him. And he's just so good at what he does. He's been in the business for probably longer than I've been alive, but he knows what he's doing. And
He did a nice job on the debate the other night, I thought, because he was the moderator, right?
correct.
Yeah, I thought he did a nice job keeping it under control. There were some people with signs in the audience and the whole 9 yards.
It got a little.
Yeah.
Now the wonderful thing about that is the lights
and
on
you
that
were
stage.
you were on there as well. You did a great job as well.
I was on. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. We were on a panel of 3 journalists, and then Mike was moderating, and you couldn't see into the audience because the lights were so bright.
Yeah, Stephen Wells. I asked him about that if the signs and the people were distracting, and he said he couldn't see them.
Yeah, we were curious. We saw the white giant signs go up, but none of us could read them, so we
Yeah.
didn't find out what they said until the end.
Well, they were in Japanese. It was really weird. Yeah, it was really odd. I don't know why they did that. I asked Jim Zecca. He didn't have an answer for me. It was crazy. All right, so congratulations to you, Angie Povlosky, the new anchor, co-anchor on Eyewitness News.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Can I
thanks
just ask
so
one
much
last
for
thing?
coming
Is
in.
that
Yeah.
Polish?
It is a mix of Italian and Czech.
Okay.
Oh,
I saw the ski usually.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask. I was going to ask that too. So you're because you look a little Italian.
Yes,
Yeah, you have an
very
Italian look.
traditional Italian roots in my household.
All right. So that's why I really am curious about your comparison of the Italian food here versus out on Long Island, which it's different. The style is different here.
It's a lot different. The biggest, you know what the biggest change I've seen though, food-wise, it's not even Italian, bagels. I have yet to find a good Long Island bagel up here, so my search continues.
Well, the best you're going to find is Bagel Grove, and but it's funny because the guy that did, and I think Bagel Grove does a nice job, but I love going to the city and getting bagels.
Have you
and
seen the rainbow ones?
The rainbow ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. but getting a bagel from a legitimate Jewish deli that is not a tourist attraction, it does taste differently. The guy that did Woodstock, there were 2 guys. One was the business guy, and one was the rocker. Joe Griffo, Senator Griffo, come here, could you?
He just appears on your command.
Joe's on standby at all times. Come in, Senator. Come in.
There.
Come in, please.
Dear Lord.
Just come in with
He's
Greeley
the bagel
Ford.
commissioner.
All right, Joe, this is a great story from the Woodstock days. Do you remember? There were the 2
Not
guys.
that old yet, though. You know.
There were 2 guys. You remember? There was the guy that legendary guy that
Michael Lang.
Michael Lang, and then the other guy was the business guy,
You're talking about John Shear.
John
He
Shear.
was with Metropolitan Entertainment. He
Yes.
still does. He's still in the entertainment business.
John
He
Shear.
also had a third partner, Ozzie Kilkenny. His name was. And he was from Ireland.
I think
Wealth
it
of knowledge.
was Shear. Shear would bringing up the bagels during this time in Utica. I was told that he had people bringing up bagels from New York City because he didn't like the bagels up here on a helicopter. They were flying them up.
That I don't know.
That's
That I
true.
don't know.
That is absolutely true, Joe. Right? And I'm sure you've met this new anchor. She's
Does a great job. Congratulations.
big promotion. Speaking of promotions, we're going to talk about this Greeley Ford promotion as well coming up. So, all right, that's a real story, by the way. He loved New York bagels so much, couldn't find anything up here, that he had people bringing them up from the city.
I love that. I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah, you could bring. You just got to be. I'm sure on that salary they're giving you over at UTR, you could afford that.
That's another stigma. People kind of misjudge what we do for a living. They see us all done up and ready in the newscast. The secret is it's not all the glitz and the glamour. We get our hands dirty and we're really working hard for what we do. So, be nice to your local media. I've seen some vicious, vicious things, and we're normal people too. We're just trying to do our job. So just keep that in mind as well.
It is all dirty when you look at your paycheck. It's like, are you kidding me? This is what we... Okay. All right. Good luck there, Angie. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Quick break. We'll come right back with Senator Griffo. Greeley Ford with big news, and I'm really excited about it. Hold tight. Coming right back at WIBX.